When baby boomers decide it's time to sell, are buyers inheriting a well-run operation or decades of problem? What are you seeing?
Oh no, the well. Remember, they were planning on giving this to their kids, so they were making this like a well-oiled machine. So people taking advantage of that.
You've seen hundreds of buyers come through. What's the one thing that separates the ones who close from the ones that disappear? If becoming a business broker is something you've thought about, please stay to the very end of the episode where we show you exactly how to get started and how to build a career in business brokering. Thank you. Today we have a special guest. Sitting with me today is a business advisor from Hedgestone. His name is Dino Sark, who's in the trenches and selling businesses and has firsthand on what exactly it takes to get a deal done in today's market. This is a conversation for anyone who wants to buy a business, sell a business, or build a career in the industry. Let's get it on. Thank you, Dino, for appearing. I appreciate your time.
Thank you for having me.
Let's get right into it.
Yeah.
Most people don't even know what business brokers exist until they need one. Walk me through how a deal actually comes together from the first call to all the way to a closing day.
Sure. So somebody normally reaches out to us via social media, and they say, "Hey, I'm looking. I've seen your content, and I see that you guys are brokering deals. I love your content. Uh, I always thought about selling my business. Hey, can you help me sell your business?" And just from that reaching out from social media, we immediately, take their information. We ask them about the pertinent details, how long they had the business, how long their lease is, how much money they're making, how much profit they're making. And based on that, we would create in our mind a valuation based on the industry, right? So if it's a car wash, a different multiple meaning how would we evaluate? So we take the cash flow and we multiply that by 2, 3, 4, 5, 10 times, depending on the industry. So once we get our meeting of the minds of exactly what number we can get from the market, we ask them if they feel comfortable with it. And if that sort of jives with their what they were looking for or surpasses what they're looking for, then they say, you know what? All right. What do you guys charge? And then we tell them what we charge as a commission, which is usually 10%. And then once they agree, we tell them that we're on the same team, because the more they get, the more we get. So they don't have to worry one iota about, they're going to get me the best deal, because I tell them we don't leave $1 on the table. We take everything the market gives us. So once we do that and we get an agreement signed, then we do some fact gathering. So we get all those facts. We create a data room. We create everything in a nice Google Drive where we have that just in case when it comes time to show it to a vetted buyer. Then once that happens, we start gathering information, not financial information, but more pictures, websites, things about the thing where we could put into a marketing kit. Think of a marketing kit like a PowerPoint presentation, something really fast, 10 slides that gives all the pertinent details, slides and data about to somebody. It's like an elevator pitch where you got 2-3 minutes, boom, boom, you tell the guy what you want. And if they like it, then they would take the next step to get in-depth details. So once we create that marketing kit, we upload it into our system. And once you approve it, let's say the broker approves it and the owner and the seller approves it, then we would market it to all our sites, social media, Facebook, TikTok, and within our own network of brokers. And immediately you'll see the action. People looking at it and say, wow, that's a great thing. Let me reach out. So when they reach out to you, let's say I'm the broker, they reach out to me, I immediately, there's the buyer saying, hey, I saw that. It's like a teaser. I saw that. Wow, I'm really interested. Can you give me more information? Yeah, sure. Now we have the information of the seller. Now we need to get the information of the buyer. How that works? Very simple. We get an NDA where everything we tell them and all the information that we provide to this buyer is protected, because you don't want people's data, people's tax returns, people's P&L, lease information floating out there, right? It has to be protected. So you sign an NDA with them. And then once they sign that NDA, what's the next question? Do you have the money, right? Because we have to vet these people before we send them to the buyer, right? You could want to buy a $10 million car wash. If I check for your bank account and you have $1,000, guess what? We're not going to take the next step. So we need to vet them. So we ask them for proof of funds. If the opportunity is $1 million, we ask them to have at least 700,000, 500,000. We can show the hey, this guy is real. So once we do that, we get the proof of funds, and then I would present it to the seller. Say, hey, this is Michael Smith. Here's how much money he has. He's interested in showing in more information. Do you like it? Okay. Because sometimes there are people that try to pry in people's business, and they say, oh, no, I know that guy. He doesn't want to buy it. He just wants to get into my business and find out my stuff. So no, I don't want to talk to him. So once you get it all okay, then you arrange a meeting with them. Once they meet and they talk and they like each other, then after the call, after that meeting, they present an offer, which is a LOI, a letter of intent. Then the guy either accepts it, counters it, and says, no, I want a little more, or hey, yeah, I'll take it. Then after that, sign that offer, which is a vetted offer. Then we go to the next stage where they look at the due diligence, get into contract, and then we close.
Well, Dino, thank you for being so granular and explaining for people that are going to watch this how kind of the process really looks like. Let's take a step back. We're going into now what's called kind of the silver tsunami. I have some of those touches up here a little bit. There's 10,000 baby boomers who are turning 65 every single day, and most of them own businesses with no succession plan. What are you actually seeing on the ground right now?
Yeah, well, the thing is, that's the problem. People they're in their whole life to hand it off to their children, right? Yeah. And the next thing you know, the son is saying, Dad, congratulations, I love what you're doing, but I want to be a doctor. I want to be a lawyer. I want to be a stock trader. I want to be finance. I don't want it. So now the here is stuck. He's like, oh my God, what do I do? Now you have these baby boomers are retiring with their hopes of passing it on. They don't. Now they call us and say, please, I would like to at least get cash out of this opportunity since I've been working for it all my life.
Yeah, it's a tough deal. You work so hard. There's emotional connection when kind of building a business, correct? Right. And and you have hindsight, you raise a family and then decide to take a different direction. It's all well and good.
Yeah.
Just preparation now and knowing the exit, right, is now kind of really stepping into that space, knowing, oh man, back to business. This might not work. This is the next course of action, right? Yeah. So when baby boomers decide it's time to sell, are buyers inheriting a well-run operation or decades of problem? What are you seeing?
Oh no, remember they were planning on giving this to their kids, so they were making this like a well-oiled machine. So people taking advantage of that, saying, "Oh, okay, he did this. He did a great job."
Yeah, no, you're absolutely right. Have that perspective. You've seen hundreds of buyers come through. What's the one thing that separates the ones who close from the ones that disappear?
Yeah, those are tire kickers. You immediately, we have to vet them. We have to make sure, hey, they're handle what they want to buy. You can say, hey, I want to be I want to buy an accounting firm, but hey, I'm just a guy. It's not going to work. Or I want to be in the car wash business. I want to buy a $5 million car wash. By the way, I only own a car. You got to make sure that all these T's are crossed and the I's are dotted. Make sure you don't waste time. Your time and the seller's time, and the buyer is properly vetted. That's why we take all these steps before, and we have very important question. That's a great question, is make sure what the seller tells you are verified facts. You don't want to tell them that the business is making 100,000 and during the diligence, the guy's making 50. What's going on? Then that's where the deals die.
Yeah, those assumptions, they got to be based on reality and numbers, right? Verifiable,
Yep.
right?
Yep.
Let's say someone's watching and has $300,000, $500,000, and wants to own a business one day. Actually, within a year, let's say, what are some of the exact steps that you tell them starting today?
Yeah, well, 300,000 is a great starting point, right? Because the best part is that they don't have to go to a bank. So That's what makes our deals close faster. So if you have 300,000 and the holds another 300,000 or a $500,000 note, guess what? You're buying a $800 million business. That'll work. So always get out there. The sooner the better, because we want you to be out there when you're not in a hurry. We want you when you have time. You don't want to be like stressed. Hurry, hurry, hurry. Wrong decision. Take your time. We'll find the right deal for you. We'll find the right financing, and we'll make it happen.
Yeah, Dino, from your experience, what are things that kills deals before they ever reach their closing table? What are some of those situations that you encountered?
Yeah, timing kills all deals. Over aggressive or stubborn attorneys, stubborn accountants, they kill deals. You have an agreed on price, you have agreed on structure, and then next thing you know, you get these two or one crazy attorney saying, "No, I don't like this. No, I don't like that." Then people get frustrated. The accountant says, "No, I don't like these numbers. What is this?" Once they get involved, more if you get the wrong accountant or the wrong attorney, they kill the deal.
And how common is this? What you are seeing?
It's not very common because everybody's got to work in good faith, right? Everybody's got to have the right thing in their mind to try to make a deal. So we always try to recommend attorneys and accountants that know businesses. They know these things. You can't get a real estate attorney to do a business thing. You can't get an attorney to do a business. It's not going to work.
No, that's very insightful. Kind of have the people in position that do the thing, right? So you don't encounter and get an accident claim lawyer selling business.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, absolutely.
Right. Kind of going back to what you said earlier, when a buyer says, "Trust me," we do more than what's on the books and what the books show. What's the real risk for a buyer taking this actually and believing them?
Sure, there's a lot. We counted a lot, right? Because there's a lot of businesses that have a lot of cash. They don't report. No problem. We tell them they got to prove it. You got to spend time with them. You got to spend time with them in the store, in the car wash, on the road, picking up the cash if you're a service industry. And then you'll see after a week, 2 weeks, where you're spending time, you're seeing at the register, if it's a business or restaurant, you'll see it. They can't. It's not 1 day, 2 days, 3 days, 2 weeks. They spend time to prove the numbers.
No, that's a super pro tip. If you're a buyer, make sure that you're present in whatever business you're trying to acquire. Spend that time, that sacrifice, where you can see what actually the foot traffic, whatever it is you're stepping into. You kind of know by not only someone telling what it is, you now seeing it over time, right? So you can base a calculation off of what you're seeing, right? So that's an insight that you gave. What does the path actually look like from owning one business to building a portfolio that doesn't depend on you showing up like every day and having to be the main guy and having a job in a business and not owning businesses, let's say?
Yeah, that's the whole thing. The whole goal. People who want to buy a business, they're not buy a business, not buy a job, right? You don't want to buy a job. You want something that's cash flowing even when you're not there. So that's the ultimate goal of buyers, is to buy a business that's already cash flowing. Maybe you can step in a little bit as a manager, but trying to cash flow with the manager in place so you don't have to spend. And then it's cost. It costs you a lot of money to be in a place where you can, if you didn't have to be there, you could be somewhere else and buying another business. So once you accumulate businesses opportunities that have management in place, that's the best scenario.
In this industry, in comparisons to real estate, like real estate agencies or brokers, it's so saturated. There's probably millions of real estate agents, and you never hear about business broker until I've never heard of it until I met Michael, right? And I think it's just a fruitful situation that you can leverage this experience in real estate. Again, it's whoever, whatever floats your boat. But for someone watching who wants to become a business broker, where do they even start? What does the journey actually look like, and how do you begin?
Sure, business broker is the new right now. This, like you said, the real estate is saturated. People are tired of making 3%. We here in the brokerage, we make 10%. 10% is 3 times what real estate brokers make, and we're having a blast. We don't have to go show places. We have to go show houses. It's all done through Zoom. The business speaks for itself. And if somebody wanted to make a life-changing decision, they could always reach out to myself, to you, I'm in charge of onboarding people, new members. So I would my pleasure to show them the journey.
No, I totally get it. I've been in the real estate field for 25 years. I have multiple investment properties, and meeting Michael in Arizona changed my perspective, to be honest with you. And I'm geared myself totally, separated myself kind of from the real estate endeavors and stepping solely into businesses, only focusing on this market. So, and take from me, I flip as well. That's very transactional. A lot of multi-levers moving up and down, budgets, constraints, the market shifts. I rather take that time and just do it as a business broker where I don't have to pay upfront costs for labor and management, teams. It's just a lot of work. I just found out, I said, you know what? I could just press and play, remove this from what I'm doing. That's a kind of transactional business, which flipping is. And this is sort of the same legal on taxes. I'd rather do this. It's just so much more opportunities and less headaches to be able to be on this side of the business. What are your thoughts on that?
Absolutely. It's much fun, and you're doing with high net worth individuals. You're having a blast. You're happy. It's just incredible. And you're at the of technology. We're always using AI now. We're doing all these things to get valuations, and it's really a great place to be if you're looking for a new career.
Yeah, when you're brand new with no track record and no reputation really as a broker, what are the first moves you do in getting in front of serious sellers and starting to build that real deal flow and just starting to get that motion?
Yeah, the first thing I tell everybody, all the mentees is you got to go through your Rolodex, through your phone, through your addresses, through your and see who through your call, your people in your phone, and tell them what you're doing. Once you tell them I'm doing this, they're gonna be like, oh wow, you could help me with that, or they could tell somebody at a party, at somewhere at work. You know what? Hey, Dino's doing this now. He's helping people. Maybe you want, and just by that, just by your own Rolodex, your own contacts, you'll be able to get sellers, get listings, and then you're on your way.
No, it's very true. It's all in the palm of your hands. It's in your Rolodex. It's you're from meeting someone. I could tell you a short story. I was in the bank on Cinco de Mayo, and I was sitting waiting for one of the advisors, and there was a gentleman sitting next to me. I just introduced myself. What are you doing here? I'm assuming he's doing some type of business, whatever it is. And he tells me, yeah, I have a taqueria in a nice neighborhood here in Williamsburg, Brooklyn. I was already intrigued by it. And I was just trying to extract some information where I can provide value back to him, just kind of in that relationship with no intentions, just building a relationship. And he was telling me about the business. He's kind of a solopreneur. A lot of his rest on his back. And he's kind of working in the business. So I was just kind of giving him some broader views on how to I asked him for some descriptions of the business, Dino, right? How's the layout? How's it looking? Yeah, it's like this. You come in, it's open. I said, you know what? I'm going to come see you for Cinco de Mayo. I'm going to pass by because, like I said, I already knew the neighborhood. Just being in the space. So, Dino, so I go to the neighborhood. I got the GPS and I'm outside walking around. And I'm standing in the front of the place that I went inside and asked somebody, I'm looking for this place. And they were like, I've heard of it. It's around here. And then I went to a neighboring place, and it's like a beer garden sort of. And I asked the gentleman, hey, do you know about this spot? And he tells me, yeah, I know the gentleman. And he says he has a food cart, right?
Oh, yeah.
So he tells me he has a food cart. And again, I didn't know that. He's selling me he has a business, right, with all that. And it's not even that. Again, these are the things that you run in when you think you have a relationship, and he has a food cart. There's nothing wrong with a food cart. It's just I had actions of what he kind of described.
Yeah.
And I went to connect.
Right.
So yeah, and there it is, exactly what I promised you at the very top of the episode. If you're interested in becoming a business advisor, feel free to reach out and say you saw this Investor Daddy podcast. and we'll make the connection and we'll hook you up with Dino. Dino, can you leave us some lasting words and also give us our social media handles where people can connect with you, please?
Sure. You can reach us at Hedgestone or the Business Broker King or Dino Deals. Just look up Dino Deals on all social media or just call me directly at 347-613-5875 directly, and I'll give you a chance of to real money.
Everyone, thank you for being followers, and please like and share and following the podcast, the Daily Podcast, where we make the information the star. Thank you again, Dino. Appreciate your
Thank
time.
you. My pleasure, Mando. Thank you. I appreciate it.